Hello student, welcome to all of you. In last lecture, we will study data link layer protocol for noiseless channel. Now from this lecture, we will discuss about data link layer protocol for noisy channel. In this first, we discuss about stop and wait ARQ protocol with piggybacking concept in this video lecture. Data link layer protocol for noisy channel are stop and wait ARQ, go back N ARQ and selective repeat ARQ. From this lecture, we will discuss all three protocols one after another. So, first protocol is stop and wait ARQ. Let us consider the normal situation of communication channel that makes some error. In this case, frame may be either damaged or lost completely. Stop and wait protocol for noiseless channel gives us idea of how to add flow control. But now we need to add error control to our protocol. For that purpose, we use data link layer protocol which are used for noisy channel, and that first protocol is stop and wait automatic repeat request, means stop and wait ARQ. The stop and wait ARQ adds simple error control mechanism to the stop and wait protocol. Let us see how this protocol detect and correct error. For detecting and correcting corrupted frame, redundancy bits are added to the frame. Redundancy bit means some extra information with original data frame. When frame arrives at receiver side, it is checked, and if it is corrupted, then that frame will be discarded. Three extra element is added in stop and wait ARQ to handle flow control as well as error control, and that elements are timeout timer, sequence number for data packet from sender to receiver, and third one acknowledgement number for acknowledgement from receiver to sender. Now we discuss this one by one. First one, timer out. If we consider that frame is corrupted or lost, then that frame needs to be resent by sender. The sender keeps the copy of sent frame in buffer. At the same time, it starts timer. If timer expire and there is no acknowledgement for sent frame, then the frame is resent, which copy will be held in sender's buffer, and then the timer is restarted again. Since protocol is stop and wait, there is only one specific frame that needs to be acknowledged. Then second extra bit or extra element added is sequence number for the data packet which transmitted from sender to receiver. If the frame is lost, it becomes more difficult to handle. When the receiver receives any frame, it may be original, duplicate or frame out of order. Then receiver needs mechanism to identify this. The mechanism is number the frame, means sequence number for that frame. When receiver receives the data frame that is out of order, it means that frame are either lost or duplicated. In stop and wait ARQ, we use a sequence number to number the frame. The sequence number are based on modulo 2 arithmetic. Smallest sequence number range is used, which provide unambiguous communication. Then third information will be added or used by stop and wait ARQ is acknowledgement number, which is given to acknowledgement from receiver to server. What happens if acknowledgement frame is lost? So the acknowledgement frame has also sequence number field, which is known as acknowledgement number. The sender simply discards the corrupted acknowledgement frame and ignores an out of order one. In stop and wait ARQ, the acknowledgement number always announce modulo 2 arithmetic, same as sequence number, which is used for the next frame that will be expected from sender. Modulo 2 arithmetic means if frame 0 has arrived safe, the receiver send acknowledgement frame with acknowledgement number 1, means frame 1 is expected next. If frame 1 has arrived safe, the receiver send acknowledgement frame with acknowledgement number 0, means frame 0 is expected next. So there is an alternate between 0 and 1 known as modulo 2 arithmetic, which is used by sequence number as well as acknowledgement number. So we can say that stop and wait ARQ works similar to stop and wait protocol. Also, it provides the solution to all the limitations of stop and wait protocol. For that purpose, the stop and wait ARQ is a combination of simple stop and wait protocol for noiseless channel with extra bit, and that extra elements are timeout timer, then sequence number for data packet given by sender, and acknowledgement number for acknowledgement given by receiver. This diagram shows design of stop and wait ARQ protocol. Here the sending device keep copy of last frame transmitted until it receives acknowledgement for that frame from receiver. Here a data frame uses sequence number, whereas acknowledgement frame uses acknowledgement number. The sender has control variable as Sn, which is used to indicate next frame to send from sender to receiver. Then value of Sn is depend on modulo 2 arithmetic, means 0 and 1 only. Receiver also has control variable as Rn, which indicate next frame expected to receive, that holds the number of next frame expected from sender. When the frame is sent, the variable of Sn is incremented, which means if currently it is 0, after incrementing it becomes 1, and vice versa. Same way, when the frame is received, the value of Rn are also incremented by using modulo 2 arithmetic, which means if current value of Rn is 0, then after increment it becomes 1, and vice versa. Here three events can occur at sender side, but there is only one event that can happen at receiver side. So now we see the working of stop and wait ARQ protocol. Same as stop and wait protocol, data link layer accept the data from network layer and make the frame of that data and send only single frame with sequence number to the receiver. Currently, suppose we take the value of Sn as 0 and send that frame to the receiver. Receiver receives frame, extract data from that frame, and then deliver that data to the network layer of receiver. After receiving that frame successfully from sender, the value of Rn will be incremented by 1, means if current value is 0, then after increment it becomes 1. Then receiver sends acknowledgement which contain request number or which contain acknowledgement number 1. So here acknowledgement number will be transmitted from Sn number as 0. After sending that acknowledgement with acknowledgement number 1 to the sender, sender receives that frame which contain acknowledgement number, and after receiving positive acknowledgement related with that frame, it increment the Sn variable by 1. So in previous transition the value of Sn is 0, so in this transition value of Sn will be 1. So in this way receiver gives acknowledgement for previous data with acknowledgement number 1, and then sender sends next frame which has a packet number or sequence number as a 1. So in this way modulo 2 arithmetic will be used for SN and RN value to send data and to accept the acknowledgement from receiver. Next is how stop and wait ARQ solves all problem related with flow control and error control. So these problems can be related with loss of data packet, problem of lost acknowledgement, related with delayed acknowledgement or damaged packet. Now we see how stop and wait ARQ solve all these problems. First problem, that is problem of lost data packet, that we will explain with the help of this diagram. Timeout timer help to solve this type of problem. In this, after sending the data packet to the receiver by sender, sender starts its own timer. If data packet gets acknowledged before timer expire, sender stops the timeout timer and sends next frame. But if the timer goes off before receiving the acknowledgement, means if timer expire before receiving the acknowledgement related with that packet, then the retransmission of same packet will be done by sender. Here sender already save same copy of data frame before accepting the acknowledgement. So here sender resend that copy of data packet to the receiver. So in this way, using timer out, it used the solve problem of lost data packet. Second problem, that is problem of lost acknowledgement. Here sequence number on data packet help to solve such type of problem that see in this diagram. Consider the acknowledgement sent by a receiver will be lost in middle of that transmission. Then sender retransmit the same data packet after timer expire or timer goes off. The sequence number on data packet help the receiver to identify duplicate data packet. Here receiver simply discard the duplicate packet and resend the same acknowledgement that will be sent in previous iteration. So the working is as follows. Here in first iteration, sender sends the packet having sequence number 0 to the receiver. Then receiver gives the acknowledgement related with that data packet with acknowledgement number 1. It indicates that the next frame expected from sender having sequence number as 1. But this acknowledgement frame will be lost in middle of that transmission. So here after timer expire, that same frame having sequence number 0 will be retransmitted by sender to receiver. Receiver receives that frame, but when it checks its sequence number, the sequence number is same that is already accepted in last iteration. So that receiver simply discard that frame because it is a duplicate packet and resend the same acknowledgement that will be sent in last iteration, that is acknowledgement having acknowledgement number 1. So in this way the problem of lost acknowledgement will be handled by stop and wait ARQ. Next, problem of delayed acknowledgement that we will discuss with the help of this diagram. Here sender sends data packet with sequence number as 0 from sender to receiver. Receiver receives the data packet correctly. Now receiver expect the data packet with sequence number 1. Hence receiver send acknowledgement number with 1 as its value. So acknowledgement 1 sent by receiver, which gets delay in reaching the sender. This line indicates the delay related with that acknowledgement. In middle between, sender receives no acknowledgement and timeout occurs before accepting that acknowledgement. So according to that timer out concept, the same frame having sequence number 0 will be transmitted, means retransmitted from sender to receiver. This will be the duplicate packet for receiver because receiver already receives that packet, and that packet is acknowledged by receiver also. So it expects the data packet with sequence number 1 but receiving the data packet with sequence number 0, which discards the duplicate data packet and resend the acknowledgement 1 related with that data packet. So acknowledgement 1 requests the sender to send the data packet with sequence number 1. Here two acknowledgement reaches the sender first, that is for first due to delayed in acknowledgement, and this is due to retransmission. So when first acknowledgement reaches the sender, sender sends the next data packet with sequence number 1, that is this data packet 1 will be transmitted from sender to receiver. When the second acknowledgement reaches the sender rejects the duplicate acknowledgement because it already sends that packet having sequence number 1 from sender to receiver. So in this way, using this concept, the delayed acknowledgement will be handled by stop and wait ARQ. Last problem is related with problem of damaged packet. If receiver receives corrupted data frame from sender, it sends the negative acknowledgement related with that frame to the sender. Negative acknowledgement requests the sender to send the data packet again having same sequence number and containing same data. So using this negative acknowledgement concept, problem of damaged packet will be solved by stop and wait ARQ. Now we discuss the concept of piggybacking. Piggybacking means in the reliable full duplex data transmission, the technique of hooking up acknowledgement onto outgoing data frame is called piggybacking. Hooking up means joining the acknowledgement with data frame. So the question is why the piggybacking will be used. So communication are mostly full duplex in nature, that is data transmission occur in both direction, means from one host to another and also in reverse direction. A method to achieve full duplex communication is to consider both communication as a pair of simplex communication. Each link comprises a forward channel for sending data and reverse channel for sending acknowledgement. However, in above arrangement, traffic load doubles for each data unit that is transmitted. Half of all data transmission comprise of transmission of acknowledgement. So, the solution that provides better utilization of bandwidth is piggybacking. Here, sending the acknowledgement is delayed until the next data frame is available for transmission. When the data frame arrives, instead of immediately sending separate acknowledgement frame, the receiver waits until network layer passes it to next packet. The acknowledgement is attached to the outgoing data frame, so the acknowledgement is sent free with next outgoing data frame. The acknowledgement gets a free ride with data frame. The size of acknowledgement field is only few bit, while acknowledgement frame comprised several byte. Thus, gain in obtain is reducing bandwidth requirement. This technique of temporary delaying outgoing acknowledgement so that they can send with the next out frame is called piggybacking. This diagram represents working principle of piggybacking. Here X has a data to send, but there is a no acknowledgement from previous iteration. So X simply sends data to the second host. Now after accepting that data, host generate acknowledgement related with previous data, and if y has data to send, then that acknowledgement will be joined with data that want to send from y to x, then that both combined frame will be transmitted from y to x. Now, after accepting that packet, again if x has a data to send, x send its own data with acknowledgement related with previous data which is received from y, host y. Then that total frame will be transmitted to the host y. After receiving that frame, now y want to give acknowledgement related with data packet which is received from x, but there is a no data that y have to send. So after some interval or after some time out by y only send acknowledgement related with data that will be accepted from x. So in this way, this is the working of piggybacking. This is the example of piggybacking. Consider the situation that in first iteration, this first host sent frame to the second host with sequence number 0 and with acknowledgement 0 for previous if any data will be accepted by that host. After receiving that frame, here acknowledgement number will be related with previous frame that will be transmitted by that second host, and this frame, for this frame here now second host want to give acknowledgement. So the value of this, if he get the frame with sequence number 0, then it gives the acknowledgement containing the value 1. Same way in previous, if it gets the acknowledgement related with 0, then same frame having same sequence number will be transmitted from second host to first host. Hence in second iteration frame 0 with acknowledgement 1 will be transmitted from second host to first host. This frame 0 is a data of second host, and this acknowledgement 1 is a acknowledgement for that frame which will be transmitted from first host to second host. Now in this iteration, frame 0 is accepted by that second host, so it gives acknowledgement related with that frame 0 by using the acknowledgement number as 1. So in this way, in this iteration, acknowledgement having sequence number 1. Then here first host accept the acknowledgement related with 1, means next frame that must be transferred having sequence number 1. So here frame 0 will be transmitted from sender to receiver. After accepting that, here frame 1 is a data accepted, hence acknowledgement contains the value 0. So here acknowledged 0 will be transmitted from second host to first host. And suppose this is a acknowledgement 1 which will be received by receiver, so the frame that we want to transmit from second host to first host is having sequence number 1. So here frame 1 will be transmitted from second host to first host. So this is a working of, or this is an example of piggybacking concept in which data frame is combined with acknowledgement frame and then transmitted in single packet. Then we see some of advantage and disadvantage related with piggybacking. The main advantage is that it offers efficient use of available channel bandwidth. It saves bandwidth to great extent. In above method, both the channel between X and Y, that is between two hosts, can be used for data plus acknowledgement transmission. Second advantage is that the transmitter need not to wait for acknowledgement separately, as it receives previous packet acknowledgement along with next data packet from second host. So this improves the latency of data transfer between that two. host. The underlying cable and intermediate switches router will be less loaded in this. Also, if someone is paying a cost to utilize a network based on message, then the cost will also be reduced. Disadvantage are the main problem with this is how long sender should wait for a packet onto which the acknowledgement is sent. If it waits longer than sender's time out, the frame will be retransmitted. Actually, piggybacking is used for better channel utilization, but here due to retransmission, bandwidth is wasted. So this is about piggybacking concept. Thank you.